Welcome, my name is Tennessee. Today I am bringing you a vinyasa class, and we are in our week 1 of a 4-week progression to a peak posture of 8 angle pose. So 8 angle is one of the first arm balances that I ever taught myself. It's one of those postures that look kind of impossible when you do it, or you see it and you're like, I don't know how that works. I don't know how they're lifting and holding their body up on their arm. But with that said, we're gonna progress into this pose over the next 4 weeks. So this is your first week. We're not gonna go into that full posture today, but we are going to work our way into that. So we're gonna build strength through the upper body, activate the core, open up the hips, and kind of allow you to kind of move into that as we go. That does not mean you have to take that peak posture at the end of the 4 weeks. I'm just going to guide you into that so that you have those muscle memory techniques, the strength, all the things to prepare you into that posture. And then I want you to listen to your body and let it intuitively guide you into that peak pose if that feels good to you. If not, keep building onto it. Keep practicing, keep working up. Eventually you will get there. So with that said, I always start my classes with a chakra clearing. If you don't know what chakras are, there's 7 energy sources throughout your body. They start at the base of your spine and they work their way up through the crown of your head. So I just want you to check in, notice what feels good, get out of your head, get into your body, whether that be through the posture or your breath. So today we're going to start on our backs in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So come all the way down. You can bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. Now, if you have blocks, you are more than welcome to use your blocks. If you have no equipment, that's fine too. If you want to use something but you're not sure what to use and you're around your house, you can use books to kind of elevate the earth to bring that up to you. You can also use pillows, sturdy pillows, something like that. But with that said, if you do have your blocks, we're working in our Supta Baddha Konasana to start. We're going to be here for the first few minutes of class. Soles of your feet together, knees out wide, come all the way onto your backs. You can place your blocks underneath your knees to help elevate the earth. You can also bring them up into your hips. You can always just bring your knees into your midline, your soles of your feet down. You can always lay into your Shavasana as well, whatever feels good for you. Just kind of settle in and we'll get started. Now go ahead and inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Audible exhale, release. See if you can surrender a little bit further onto your mat, releasing any tension through your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your low back, your shoulders, your neck, your head, and your jaw. Now this time, inhale through your nose. Find a constriction in the back of your throat, and then exhale through your nose. This is your Ujjayi Pranayama, inhaling through your nose, and then exhaling through your nose. See if you can make your inhale the same length as it is your exhale with the same intensity. I want you to carry this breath throughout your practice today, through each posture, through each movement as we go through. Now just start to clear your mind. Bring your focus, your awareness, your energy to the base of your spine, to your root chakra, your first chakra. This is your I am space. This is your foundation, your safety, your security. This is where everything starts. Just check in, notice what feels good, notice if any discomfort. On your inhale, bring your focus, your energy, your awareness into your second chakra, the space below your belly button, your sacral. Your I feel space, where you house your emotions, your desires, your sexuality, also known as your mother womb. Again, just check in, notice what feels good, notice if any discomfort. On your inhale, bring your focus, your energy, awareness into your third chakra, the space above your belly button, your solar plexus, your I do space. This is what drives you, where your passions, your creativity, your power all lie. I'll slowly guide your energy into your fourth chakra, your heart, your I love space, your space of relationships, self-acceptance, and unconditional love. Now work your energy into your fifth chakra, your throat. Your I speak space, your space of communication, your truth. move your energy up into your 6th chakra, the space just between your eyebrows, your eye see space, your space of intuition, your 3rd eye. And then finally take your focus, your energy awareness all the way above your head to your 7th chakra, your crown chakra. Your I understand space, your path to enlightenment. Now I want you to draw the energy all the way down to the base of your spine and then inhale it through the 7 chakras through the crown of your head. Notice if anything gets stuck, of any discomforts, or if it feels good. Work to bring your focus, your energy, your awareness to those areas throughout your class today. One big clearing breath in. Audible exhale, let that go. Nice work, guys. Flutter your eyes open. If you have your blocks, remove your blocks. Hug your knees up into your chest. Circle your knees opposite one another in and out. Let that go, releasing any tension through your low back, through your hips. Now slowly set the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones. Your knees are up. Now take your left ankle on top of right knee, your left ankle on top of right. Find a reclined figure 4. Hug your right knee up and in. You can flex your left toes back towards your shin. Pull your left knee forward. Relax your right foot. You want to extend through the crown of your head. Breathe. Exhale. Find a supine twist over to your right. So take the sole of your left foot just gently over to the right side of your mat. You can keep your knee lifted. Bring your arms out to a T. Take your gaze to your left hand. One more breath. Inhale, slowly take your gaze over to the right side of your mat. Come on to your right hip. You're going to straighten out your right leg. Keep the sole of your left foot down, knee is up. Find a modified baby grasshopper. So you're going to take your forearms down to the side edge of your mat. Lean your torso forward and down. Now option to stay here. Option to reach your left hand in front of your left shin to the blade of your right foot. Keep leaning forward. Keep hugging your left knee in. Inhale, slowly release. Come all the way back onto your backs. Plant the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones. Knees are up. This time, take your right ankle on top of your left knee. Hug your left knee in, recline figure 4. Flex your right toes back. Pull your right knee forward. Relax your left foot. Now slowly just find a supine twist over to your left, sole of your right foot down. Take your gaze to your right, arms out to a T, work to keep your shoulders grounding. Good, inhale, slowly come all the way back into your midline, roll over onto your left hip. Find your modified baby grasshopper. Keep your left knee lifted. Draw your torso down to the side edge of your mat. Come all the way down to your forearms. Now option to reach, extend your right hand to the blade of your left foot. Keep leaning forward. Keep breathing. Inhale, slowly release. Come all the way back onto your backs. This time, hug your knees up into your chest. Give yourself a big hug, Akkanasana, wind relieving pose. Rock and roll front to back. The length of your spine all the way to a tabletop. Cross at your ankles, plant your hands, step your knees back. Your knees are in line with your hips. Your shoulders are in line with your wrists. Your fingers are spread wide. Your belly button pulls into spine. Prepare for cat-cow. Option to ground through the tops of your feet. Option to tuck your toes under. Inhale, cow pose. Take your gaze up as you draw your bellies down. Exhale, cat, tuck in, round up. Dome up through your shoulder blades. Pull your hip bones up to your rib cage. Tuck your chin in. Maybe add movement side to side, left to right. What feels good for you in your body. Good, inhale, cow pose, gaze up, belly's down. Exhale, cat, tuck in, dome up. One more round here, inhale for cow. And then exhale for cat. Work your way back to a neutral spine. Extend your right leg long behind. Now flex your toes back towards your shin. Turn your right hip bone down. Reach your left arm forward. Palm faces in, thumb is up. Inhale, lengthen, extend, reach. Exhale, draw your elbow to your knee and hold. Feel the core activation in the low belly. Inhale, reach, extend, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. One more here. Exhale, draw it in. Go ahead and plant your left hand down. Keep your right knee hugging up and in, doming up through the shoulder blades, activating through your core. Find tick-tocks. Just take your knee outside your elbow, back into your midline for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly work your way back to a tabletop. Inhale, cow pose, gaze up, belly down. Exhale, cat, tuck in, round up. Work your way back to your neutral spine. This time extend left leg long behind. Keep your hip bone pointing down. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Right arm extends forward, palm face in, thumb up. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Exhale, draw your elbow to your knee and hold. Inhale, reach, extend, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. One more here. Exhale, draw it in. Hold your knee into your chest. Plant your right hand down. Round up through the shoulder blades. Tick-tocks left side. Take your knee out and in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly work your way back to a tabletop. Now tuck your toes under if they're not tucked. Find a tabletop hover. So we're doing a lot of core activation today to kind of help build that strength through the core and the upper body. Lift your knees 2 inches off your mat. Now load into the shoulders. Your fingers are spread wide. Now take your knees out and in. Try not to bounce your hips. Belly button pulls into spine. You've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift all the way up, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Adjust your stance if you need to. Now just walk out your dog, pedal your feet. Breathe. Now pull your torso towards your thighs. Lengthen through the crown of your head. You can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Breathe. You got one more breath. Find stillness. Inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Roll into a high plank and hold. Stack your shoulders to your wrists, hips in line with your shoulders, bellies draw in. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's do that again. Roll back into your high plank, hold it here. Now slowly lower all the way down to your bellies. Drop to your knees if you need to. Untuck your toes. Ground through the tops of your feet, through your hip bones, soft part of your belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Lift your chest up as you hug your shoulders back. Exhale, slowly lower. Let's do that again. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Lift it up, hug it back. Exhale, slowly lower. This time, inhale, Cobra Locust. Hands and feet lift up off your mat. Ground through your hip bones and the soft part of your belly. Option for bound locust, bring your arms back behind, palms face down. Option to interlace with the small of your back. Keep lifting up, take your gaze to the edge of your mat. Exhale, slowly release. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under, come up onto your knees. Lift your tailbone high, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Now this time, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Find Uttanasana, forward fold. Now reach for opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. So sway your bodies left to right. Nod your head yes or no. Maybe scoop energy into your midline. Maybe you find a figure 8. Do what feels good in your body. Bend your knees as much as you need to. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Belly button pulls into spine, shoulders melt away from your ears. Extend through the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Now try not to dump down here, so try not to round through. You're gonna hurt your low back. You want everything to extend, so draw your torso down, extend through the crown. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Arms sweep all the way up. Now this time, take your gaze up, bring your palms to touch. Find a side bend over to your right. So keep your shoulders and hips square to the top of your mat. Squeeze your biceps together. Keep your palms to touch. Breathe. Inhale, slowly come back to your midline. Exhale, find the side bend over to your left. Keep squeezing your biceps towards your ears, palms to touch. Activate glutes, activate thighs, inner thighs, groin. Inhale, come back to your midline. Exhale, small cactus back bend. Shine your heart forward. Take your gaze slightly up and back. Good. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Draw your hands down towards your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back to your high plank. Now, option to drop your knees down, option to stay lifted. Slowly lower all the way down to your bellies. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Find your Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep all the way up. Look up, bring your palms to touch. Exhale, side bend over to your right. Inhale, bring everything back into your midline. Exhale, side bend over to your left. Inhale, pull everything back into your midline. Find your small cactus back bend. Shine your heart forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. This time, inhale, upward facing dog. Knees and hips lift up off your mat, arms are straight, gaze ahead. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, breathe. Let that go. Now take your gaze back to the top of your mat, step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Sukatasana. Toes to touch, knees to touch, squeeze your inner thighs. Tailbone draws back, belly's in, chest is lifted, arms are strong. Now check your knees, make sure they're behind your big toes. If you're pulling forward, draw your tailbone back and down. Sink a little lower. Good, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog, warrior cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right heel rises. Now open up your hip, stack your hips. Keep your shoulders square to the top of your mat. Feel that stretch through your right side. Breathe. Exhale, square your hip, straighten out your right leg, and then bring your right foot or your right big toe to the outside of your right wrist. Inhale, sweep your right heel high, three-legged. Exhale, step through, warrior one. Step to the inside of your right hand. Back foot steps into a 45. Your front knee stacks to your front ankle. Hips and shoulders are square to the top of your mat. Arms are strong. Inhale, exhale, plant your hands. Step back, high plank, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel rises. Open up your hips, stack your hips, shoulders are square. Breathe. Feel that stretch. Exhale, square your hips, straighten out your left leg. Tap your big toe to the outside of your left wrist. Inhale, sweep your left heel high. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Back foot steps into a 45, ground through the blade of your back foot. Front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. Good. Exhale, plant your hands down, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog, warrior cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, breathe. Now if at any time you want to skip your vinyasa and go straight to your downward dog, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to take as many breaks as you need. Listen to your body. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat, step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Sukatasana. Toes to touch, knees to touch. Sweep your arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel rises. Open up your hip, keep your shoulders square. Square your hips, straighten out your right leg. Tap to the outside of your right wrist. Shift your weight forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step through, warrior one. Sweep your arms high, hip shoulders are square. Exhale, plant it down, sit it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel rises. Open up your hips, stack your hips, breathe. Square your hip, extend your left leg. Tap the outside of your left wrist. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Arms sweep up. Exhale, plant it down. Step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Let that go. Come all the way down to a child's pose. Bring your knees out wide, draw your third eye down. Shift your hips back, shake that out. Add any movement you need here, breathe. Just settle back into the body. Now take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk your hands over to your right side. Take your left hand on top of your right. Pull your left shoulder back toward your midline. Inhale, slowly come back to your midline. Exhale, take it over to your left. Plant your right hand on top of your left, and then pull your shoulder back down. Inhale, come all the way back into your midline. Now grip your mat like you're gripping a basketball. Your fingers are spread wide. Lift your forearms up. Take your gaze to the top of your mat. We're finding child's pose push-ups. So you're gonna roll forward, tuck your pelvis under as you roll forward, stack your shoulders to your elbows, elbows to wrist. Now notice that my tailbone is not lifting up. Everything is tucking in. I'm doming up through my shoulder blades. Lower down halfway to a hover. You're hugging your elbows into your side body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, send it back. Keep your big toes planted down. Roll forward. Stack shoulders, elbows, elbows to wrists. Lower down to a hover. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, send it back. Keep it going here. This is also the proper form of a chaturanga through the upper body. You want your elbows hugging in and towards the back of your mat. Good. Breathe through it. Don't hold your breath. Creating or building the upper body strength. Everything activates through the core. Your arm balances, you're balancing, anything like that in yoga. Give me two more. Now one more. I want you to hold it down to a hover. Give you micro pulls for 4, 3, 2, 1. Send it back. Child's pose. Woo. Bring your palms to touch, knuckles of your thumbs to the nape of your neck. Let that go, stretch that out. Find your breath. Go ahead and plant your hands down to the top of your mat. Roll all the way up into your tabletop, tuck your toes under, tailbone lifts, downward facing dog. Anamukha Svanasana, let that go. Now take your gaze to the top of your mat, bring your thumbs close together. Step or jump Halasana Yogi squat. So your right foot comes out to a 45 to the edge of your mat, and then step your left foot in. Now if you're jumping to Chaturanga or to Halasana, stop it into the knees, gaze ahead. Both feet come out to a 45, heels underneath your sitting bones. Bring your elbows to the inside of your knees, thumbs to your chest, extend through the crown of your head. We're not dumping down, we're extending and lengthening. So engage your Mula Bandha, your root lock. So everything sucks up, your belly button pulls in, that's your Uddiyana Bandha. So everything up and in. Good, one more breath. Now exhale, find a side plank. So drop your right shoulder inside your right knee. Plant your right hand outside your right foot. Lift your hips up. Lean into your right shoulder. Send your right foot back behind your left. Come onto the blade of your right foot. Stack hips, stack shoulders, lift up. Breathe. Good, exhale, bring everything back into your midline. Plant your left hand down, bring your right foot out to a 45, lower back down, Malasana. I'm gonna face you guys so you can see this a little better. But pretend I'm at the top of my mat. So this time, you're gonna drop your left shoulder inside your left knee, plant your left hand down. Lift your tailbone up, load into your left shoulder. Pull your left leg back behind your right, come onto the blade of your left foot. Stack hips, stack shoulders, lift up. Breathe. You're lifting up using the external oblique. One more breath. Exhale, come all the way back to Malasana. So bring your right or left foot back out to a 45, lower back down. Good, you have one more breath. I'm gonna face forward. Now just plant your hands, lift your tailbone, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe, let that go. Inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, high crescent lunge. Step to the inside of your right foot. Your back heel is lifted, active through the back leg. Inhale, arms sweep up. So your front knee stacks to your front ankle. Now, activate your left glute here. You want to keep your hips somewhat aligned to the top of your mat. So we're not opening up, we're pulling your left hip forward, active through the glute, active through the back knee, and active through the leg. Stack your heel to the ball of your foot. Inhale, look up, find your palms to touch, and then just sweep your right arm back behind. Find a twist in your spine, gaze to the back of your mat. Keep your hips square to the top of your mat. One more breath. Now bring your hands to your heart center. Take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Parivrtta Asha Chandrasana prayer twist. Breathe. Keep lifting up with that back leg. Back leg is active. Gaze up over your right shoulder. One more breath. Exhale, dragon lunge. Plant both hands to the inside of your right foot. Now shift your weight forward and then slowly lower onto your back knee. Untuck your left toes, hug your right knee in. Breathe. Option to stay lifted. Option to come all the way down to your forearms. Option if you have a block or books or pillow, come all the way to your forearms, wherever you need that support. Keep hugging your right knee in. Keep drawing your hips down and forward. Good. Inhale. Exhale, twisted dragon. Heel toe your right foot out to a 45. Come onto the blade of your right foot. Gently press your knee out as you take your gaze up over your right shoulder. Keep drawing your hips down and forward. You have one more breath. Exhale. Heel toe your front foot to the middle of your mat. Find a half split. Send your hips back to stack to your back knee. Flex your front toes towards your shin. Now frame your front shin with both hands. Option for blocks to bring the ground up or hooks, whatever you have. Lead with your torso to the top of your thigh. Now we're not sitting back on our back heel. I want you to lift up and extend through the crown of your head, drawing torso down. One more breath. Good, now everybody tuck your back toes under, ground through your right foot, frame your front foot with both hands. Inhale, standing splits. Shift your weight forward, send your left heel high. Now option for blocks, underneath your hand to bring the ground up. Option to walk your hands further back to bring your front foot. Option for that bind, sitting your forehead closer in. Breathe. Now keep your back leg active. Inhale, and then exhale, open up to a half moon. Plant your right hand in front of your right foot. You're opening your hips this time. So keep active on that back leg. So you stack your hips and stack your shoulders. Now, option for a block to bring the ground up. Option for the hover. You can touch the ground, whatever works for you. Ooh, find the balance, find that control. Everything activates through the core. One more breath. Exhale, step back to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Ground through the blade of your back foot. Front knee stacks to your front ankle. Externally rotate through your upper thigh. Arms are strong, gaze down your front middle finger. Breathe. Can you give me 2 inches into your front thigh? Yes, sink down further. Make sure your knee is stacked to your ankle, not past your big toe. Inhale, reverse your warrior two. Reach your right arm up and back, left arm down. Exhale, wide forward fold. Go ahead and turn your right toes in. Draw your hands down to the side edge of your mat. And then walk your hands shoulder width distance in between your feet, torso to your thighs. Grounding your head further down. Breathe. One more breath. Now this time, walk your hands back to the side edge of your mat. Take your gaze to the top of your mat. Turn your right toes back to the top of your mat. Pivot on your heel. Crawl your way forward. Find your dragon lunge one more time. Now loading into your left shoulder, your left arm. Activate the core. Belly button pulls in. So you're kind of pushing up, doming up through the shoulder blades. Now shift your weight and open up to a side plank. Stack hips, stack shoulders. Option for a staggered foot. Option, top leg hovers or lifts. Now option to draw your bottom knee down. Keep lifting up through the core, the external oblique. One more breath. Exhale, go ahead and square your hips and shoulders, high plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Out of your chest and breathe. Whew, nice work, guys. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, high crescent lunge, touch the inside of your left hand. Back heel is lifted, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. Your chest is lifted, hips are in one line. Activate the back leg. Squeeze your glutes. You have one more breath. Now this time, take your gaze up, bring your palms to touch. Sweep your left hand back behind. Find that twisted high lunge. Take your gaze back to your left hand. Keep active through your back leg. One more breath. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Again, keep pulling your back heel up. If your back heel's pulling down, lift it up and be active. Stack your shoulders, thumbs to your chest. One more breath. Exhale, dragon lunge. Plant both hands to the inside of your left foot. You may need to heel toe your left foot closer to the edge of your mat. Now shift forward and then lower your back knee down on top of your back toes. Dragon lunge, let that feel good. Option to come all the way down to your forearms. Option for the block. Do whatever feels good for you and your body. Check back in with your breath. Slow it down, you have one more here. Inhale, lift back up if you're down to your forearms. Exhale, twisted dragon. Heel toe your left foot out to a 45. Come onto the blade of your left foot. Gently press your knee out as you take your gaze up over your left shoulder. Keep pulling your hips down and forward. One more breath here. Exhale, half split. Heel toe your foot to the middle of your mat. And then shift your hips back to stack to your back knee. Flex your front toes towards your shin. Lead with your torso to the top of your thigh. Now everybody tuck your back toes under. Round through your left foot. Frame your front foot with both hands. Inhale, standing split. Send your right heel higher than the sky. Walk your hands further back to frame your front foot. Left hand to calf for the bind. Forehead closer in. Option for blocks always. Fight for it, get out of your head, yes you can. Now plant your left hand in front of your left foot, open up, half moon. Woo. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders, activate the lifted leg. One more breath. Exhale, step back, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Sink into the front thigh, ground through the blade of your back foot. Woo. Hips and shoulders are open, gaze down your front middle finger. Inhale, reverse your warrior two. Reach your left arm up and back, right arm down. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana, wide forward fold. Turn your left toes in and walk your hands to the side edge of your mat. Now this time, find a twist, a bind. You can work for a tripod headstand if that's in your practice. Otherwise, add any movement you need here. Maybe you shift side to side. Let that feel good into the hips, into the hamstrings, into the body. One more breath. Then walk your hands back to the side edge of your mat. And then take your gaze to the top of your mat. Pivot on your left heel. Turn your left toes forward. Find your dragon lunge one more time. Loading into your left hand. Your right hand. Your right fingers are spread wide, loading into the right shoulder. Now shift forward. Dome up just a little bit. Tuck your pelvis or belly button in. Pelvis under. Find that side plank. Woo. Stack your feet together. Keep lifting the hips. Now option, top leg lifts. Option for a staggered leg. Option, knee drops. One more breath. Go ahead and plant your left hand down. Square your hips and shoulders. High plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pada Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Nice, guys. Come all the way down to your knees. Woo. You may need a towel off. Take some water. Do whatever you need here. Now, we're working into a deep core activation. It's called Lobasana. Now, this is quite extensive. So, if you have blocks, use your blocks. If you don't have blocks, that's okay too. If you have books, use your books. So, I'm going to show you both ways. I'm going to face you guys so you can kind of see everything. So place your blocks just outside your thighs. Your hands come on top of your blocks, fingers are spread wide. Now, loading into the shoulders, you're pulling your belly button up and in. You're going to keep your big toes or the tops of your feet planted down to your mat. Everything is lifting through the core, loading through the shoulders. So inhale, lift up. Draw your knees up into your chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So again, if you don't have blocks, you may not get as high, and that's totally fine. So plant your hands just outside your knees. Belly button pulls into spine. Draw up through the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You can do this as many times as you feel comfortable. Breathing. I want you to really feel the sensation through the low core. The activation into the core. Loading into the shoulders. Lifting up, lowering down. Lifting up, woo, lowering down. Good. Give me about 2 more here. One more. Then come all the way down. Now, we'll come back onto your knees. Take your knees about hip width distance. Find camel pose, Ustrasana. Option to tuck your toes under. Option to untuck for a deeper expression. Keep your shoulders stacked to hips, hips stacked to knees. Everybody pull your hands to the small of your back. And then work your elbows together. So bring your shoulder blades together. Everything squeezes to your midline on your back. Now puff your chest forward, keep your hips in line with your knees, activate the glutes, take your gaze up and back. Option to stay here, option half camel. Reach your right hand to the inside of your right foot, come to the outside, extend your left arm up. Keep your hips and shoulders square to the top of your mat. So we're not leaning back, opening up here. Everything is square. Now if you got full camel, both hands reach back, thumbs to the outside, fingers to the inside, keep pulling your hips forward, open up through the heart. Take your gaze slightly up and back. You're in a half camel, switch it out. Just plug your shoulder blades back and down. And then everybody, place both hands to the small of your back. Lift back up, untuck your toes. Come all the way down to a seat onto your heels. Shake that out. You can place your hands on top of your thighs to receive. This can often make you dizzy. Breathe. Good work. Now go ahead and plant your hands down, tuck your toes, find your downward facing dog, Pada Mukha Svanasana. Pedal out your feet, breathe. Take your gaze to the top of your mat, separate jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Uttanasana. Toes to touch, knees to touch, squeeze your inner thighs, tailbone draws back, belly's in, chest is lifted, arms are strong. Now look up between your hands. Exhale, bring your arms out to a T, parallel your right thigh towards your mat. Cross your right knee over your left. You want to work for Garudasana Eagle, so you're working for the bind, so the top of your right foot to the back of your left calf. Otherwise, you can create a kickstand with your right big toe. Keep sinking your tailbone back and down. Sweep your right arm underneath your left elbow, binding at the elbows, binding at the wrist. Good. Work your shoulders back to stack. Belly's in, chest is lifted. Lift your elbows in line with your shoulders. Breathe. Can you sink down further to create the bind? Woo. Give one more breath. If you fall out, you just get back in. That's what yoga's about. Good, guys. Breathe here. One more. Exhale, parallel your right thigh. Lower it down to meet your left. Release your bind. Inhale, chair pose. Whew. Now take it to your left side. Eagle on your left side. Bring your arms out to a T. Parallel your left thigh. Cross your left knee over your right. Work for the bind. So the top of your foot to the back of your calf. Left arm sweeps underneath your right. Bind at the elbows, bind at the wrists, or hands back to back. Lift your elbows in line with your shoulders. Good, breathe. Feel the activation through the core. One more breath. Exhale, parallel your left thigh. Release your bind. Go ahead and come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Whew. Exhale, draw your hands down to your sides. Let that go, shake that out. Beautiful, guys. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank, lower down all the way to your bellies. Now plant your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Extend your left arm out to your left side. Find your scorpion chest stretch here. Send the sole of your right foot up to your glute. Roll over to your left side. Take the sole of your right foot to the left side of your mat. Relax your head, relax your jaw. Breathe. A lot of core activation, a lot of loading into the shoulders, upper body strength. Inhale, come all the way back into your midline, and then switch it out. Left hand underneath your left shoulder, right arm extends out to your right side. Keep your wrist in line with your shoulder. Send the sole of your left foot up to the ceiling. Roll over to your right side. Send the sole of your left foot to the right side of your mat. Inhale, come all the way back into your midline. Good, go ahead and place your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift your tailbone high, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Now take your gaze to the top of your mat and just come to a seated position. Legs straight out in front of you, find your Dandasana. Ground through the blade, or through your sitting bones, belly button pulls into spine. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Hinging from your hips, lead with your torso to the top of your thighs. So extend here, belly button pulls into spine. Try not to, again, dump down. We're extending and lengthening. You can always bend your knees. Walk your hands down the outside edges of your feet. You can always take a strap, wrap around the blades of your feet, walk down your midline. Take a towel around the blades of your feet, walk down. If you need an extension, you can place a block past your feet or elevate your heels. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to deepen. Inhale, slowly lift back up. Exhale, Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. Interlace your fingers to the blades of your feet. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Inhale, lift slowly back up. Now I'm gonna face you guys. So take the, so you're here. You're lifted back up. So I want you to take the sole or the heel of your left foot just underneath your right thigh. And then cradle your right shin up into your chest. Just hug it in, rock back and forth. Now, if this is where you're at, stay here. Don't go any further. I want you to try to try to practice dropping your shoulder and hooking your knee on top of your shoulder. So, but again, if this is where you're at, this is too much for you, you're still opening up or lengthening into the hips, stay there. Otherwise, see if you can take your right knee up as high as you can onto your right shoulder. And then I want you to hook it in. So really squeeze in, hook it in, flex your right toes back towards your shin. And then just stay here. Now, we'll take it a little further in the next coming weeks. You can also plant your right hand down, elbow out. If you've got compass pose in your practice, then you can take a compass pose. So you're hooking, extend your left arm up, draw your thumb down, grab the outside blade of your right foot, and extend through your hamstring, gaze underneath your left shoulder. Now we all know I do not have the best flexibility through my hamstrings. This is about as good as it gets. Otherwise, work your way back down. And then just switch it out. So parallel your right shin to the top of your mat. And then cradle your left shin up into your chest. Again, if this is where you're at, stay here. Work on opening up through the hips, lengthening the hamstring, breathing, always breathing. Now, if you can take it further, see if you can hook your left knee up as high as you can onto your left shoulder. So you're dropping your left shoulder and then really hugging your knee on top of it. So hug that in, flex your left toes back towards your shin. Option to stay right here. If you've got compass pose, take your compass. Left hand plants outside your left hip. You can reach your right arm up, thumb down, grab the outside blade of your left foot. Find the extension through the hamstring, gaze underneath your right shoulder. If you don't have that good of hamstrings like I don't have that flexibility there, just extend as much as you can. Good, guys, go ahead and come all the way back in. Release that. And then just work your way onto your backs. Nice job today, guys. It's a sweaty one. Find yourself into Apanasana, wind relieving pose. Give yourself a big hug. Reach for opposite elbows. Let that feel good through your low back. Find your way into a happy baby. Send the soles of your feet up, draw your knees down, plug your shoulder blades back and down. Now you can rock side to side to make your baby happy. You can find an extension through the hamstring, shifting, extending, lengthening, straightening out the legs. Breathe. Good, hug your knees back up into your chest. Find a supine twist over to your right. Now this is where you want to take an eagle leg. Since you've been done an eagle leg today in practice, you can cross your left knee over your right, work for the bind, and then slowly draw both knees over to your right, gaze to your left. Work to keep your shoulders grounded. Inhale, slowly come back to your midline, release your bind. This time, cross your right knee over your left, work for that eagle bind. You can always just stack your knees, find an easy supine, and then draw both knees over to your left, gaze to your right. Inhale, come all the way back into your midline, release your bind. Send your legs straight up to the ceiling, find your legs up the wall. Now soft bend into your knees. Just allow the blood to drain down into your torso, surrendering into your upper body. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest or digest. Now slowly lower your heels all the way to the top of your mat using your core for control. Once your heels touch the top of your mat, inhale, find a good morning stretch. Reach your arms all the way above your head. Point your toes to the top. Breathe, extend through your front side body. Big inhale at the top, hold. Audible exhale, release. Allow your hands to fall out to the side, palms face up. Close your eyes and come into your final Shavasana. option to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need. Otherwise, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring life back into your bodies. Inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Clench your fist shut, shrug your shoulders up, squeeze every muscle fiber in your body. Audible exhale, release, leave everything on your mat today. When you're ready, work your way into a fetal position, either on your right or your left side. Your masculine is your right side, your feminine is your left, and then slowly work your way up to an easy seated pose, just crossing at your ankles, lengthening through your spine, sitting up tall. Inhale, arms reach all the way above your head. Take all that good energy, bring it down into your heart center, your heart space, your fourth chakra. Inhale your confidence, your self-love, your self-acceptance. And then exhale all your fears and doubts. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.